You're watching KTAL News Now. I'm your host, Anthony Mocklin, and today is Thursday. We are almost to the weekend, but that means today we will be looking ahead to the weekend and any events going on in the area, things you might be able to do to get out the house and just have some fun this weekend. And one of those is at the Louisiana Downs in Bossier City this weekend, where they have plenty of events for Labor Day weekend in store for visitors and guests. And I got to sit down with Roxanne Tanner, who is the director of racing at Louisiana Downs, to hear more.
Well, we always try to go big when it's a holiday weekend, and so we're going to kick things off on Saturday with our Louisiana Cup Day. So 6 stake races, Louisiana breds, full fields. It's an amazing treat, I think, for everybody that's going to be in attendance. We're giving away 4 college scholarships for full-time college students, so bring your student ID. This is in conjunction with the Louisiana Thoroughbred Breeders Association. They always help us with this. And so we're enthusiastic. We always make it friendly for the family to come, and that's just a starter. So Monday we roll into the wiener dog races, so it's a fun-filled day. We have all these wiener dog races in the morning. We're going to have foot races in between, and then we're going to have our afternoon of thoroughbred racing action as well. So, and then finally we cap things off with the icing on the cake, so to speak, the Super Derby. It'll be the 43rd edition of the race. We're looking forward to just a big week.
Awesome. And the Louisiana Cup Day on Saturday, that features horses born and bred in Louisiana. Could you tell us a little bit about the contestants?
Yeah, for sure. So we're beyond enthusiastic. So it's 6 stake races, like I said, and so these are the best and brightest of Louisiana runners right now. So Alan Landry's bringing in pretty much a stocked barn once again. 6 Strings, who won one of last year's editions races, is back again to hold up her title, so to speak. Sam F. David is bringing his 4for4 mare this year, and she's going to try to keep that winning streak going on the turf. So we've got a lot of exciting faces. J.J. Gilner, young and up-and-coming trainer. He's having a phenomenal year this year, and he's going to be stocked full with a number of outstanding horses to look forward to. So there's such full competitive fields. We're hoping Mother Nature is nice to us and kind of lays off the rain a little bit, so that way our turf is in 100% status. But just a lot of racing action I think people are going to look forward to.
And as far as other entertainment outside of the races, what family entertainment do y'all provide? I know there's going to be like kids zones and everything, so could you talk a little bit more about that?
So one thing about it, you always want to keep that generation coming out to the racetrack. So we're good about having little areas where the kids can go and play in bouncy houses. We've always featured face painters, a petting zoo. We've got food trucks, all kinds of delicacies that you can imagine. So cotton candy, snow cones, of course that fairy-centric food. But funnel cakes. Oh, yes, Mr. Randy and his funnel cakes. So we try to make it all kinds of fun, kind of like you're at a carnival, but you're getting a little bit of a differential with that horse racing kick to it.
And as far as the wiener dog races, my family used to have one for the longest time. So we were always around them and just very familiar with them. So I can't imagine how exciting that must be.
It is. It's fun to watch them because you just never know that, that doggy prerogative, like where they're going to go. We've had some, they try to go straight to their owner, but they've ventured into the turf course. They ventured over into the grandstand, trying to figure out where to go, what to do. So it's always fun. It's always a laughable moment, but it's always very competitive. So we like to see how that always showcases. We have some dog owners that also send us their videos of preparing and prepping their dogs for these races. So it's really enjoyable to watch.
And I noticed that you can make a $2 donation to kind of like get in on the action and bet on who you think is going to win. What other, I guess, like opportunities are there to be in on the action and make a donation to a good cause?
Well, we do. So they can come over and pick their favorite wiener dog. And so we have a number of charitable organizations that we work with to raise funds for them. Northwest Louisiana Humane Society, Robinson's Rescue, just to name a couple of them. But a couple of them will also set up some booths and kind of be educational on what they do, whether it be spay and neuter clinics and just how the overall health of small animals, dogs and cats as well. So there's lots of different things that we add to our moment of wiener dog racing. So we also have the foot races in between the wiener dog heat, so that way we can get the kids involved, the adults involved. who doesn't like to see their mom and dad out there sprint racing from the starting gate? So come on, let's say it. So we make it a fun-filled morning.
And this, like you said, this is all leading up to the main big event, the Super Derby on September 6th. What about this year's event is different or differentiates itself from previous races?
Well, it's a new bunch of 3-year-olds that we're going to see. So that's always the exciting thing, is to see who comes. You know, every year we're looking forward to a bigger and better field, whether it be a Kentucky Derby starter making its way to Super Derby. That would be iconic to me. But every year we try to add different elements. So once again, we're going to have our handicapping show, I should say, seminar. Me, myself, and John McGarry, we're going to overlook the whole race card that day starting at 12:30. We're going to have a jockey autograph session. So you'll get to see some of the Super Derby jockeys up close. We've got photos. Everybody can come over and sign for them. And all money raised from that goes to the Permanently Disabled Jockey Fund, a fund near and dear to all of our jockey colony. But we also have got a hat contest. We're going to have different vendors set up. So ladies, if you haven't gotten that derby dress, Simply Chic Boutique will be there once again. And then Marissa Diaz is going to be there with her custom creations for that spectacular derby hat moment. So we've got a lot of different things that we always build up the big race to. And so it'll just be a whole situation. We're excited, and we've got our national anthem performance. We have our third race. After the third race, we actually open up the Super Derby festivities formally. So we'll have Mayor Tommy Chandler read the local proclamation. Kevin Preston will give his welcome. And then we'll have our chaplain, Jimmy. He always gives a nice prayer to go over the day. And so it's just a very spectacular event, just all of the pageantry of horse racing accumulated in that day.
Yeah, and Marissa Diaz is our digital director. She has a very big personality, and that is one thing that people like to show off, especially, like you said, the hat contest, where it's just this big spectacle of people dressed to the nines. Like, what kind of sights can people expect to see, and how should they, I guess, come prepared?
Well, wear your fanciest outfit. I say go big or go big and bold. Like that's the thing. I've been to Kentucky Derbies. You know, I still remember one year at Churchill Downs, I saw two guys walking around in Speedos, of all things, and they were infield cowboy and infield Indian. So one of them had the Indian headdress on, the other one had on a pair of chaps and a cowboy hat. That was what it is. If you wanted to show up at LED like that, I don't know if I would suggest that, but hey, I think it's all equal. So, but ladies, I always say go with the big hat, show it off. Also wear that nice custom dress, guys in seersucker suits and fedoras. That's like the classic iconic suit that people are notorious with horse racing. So I think you could wear whatever you want, as long as it's showcasing your style. But go big. Why not? What else you got to lose?
And that sounds like an absolute blast. Like I said, you can catch all of that and more at the Louisiana Downs in Bossier City this weekend before their huge event next weekend, Saturday, September 6th. But if you're looking for something else to watch this weekend, if you're looking to take it a little easy, we have our Weekend Watchlist on Vizio's WatchFree Plus platform. And this month for August, they are featuring their sizzling summer movies showcase to round out the summer season. And I sat down with Chris Woolsey, who is the Associate Communications Director for Vizio, to hear more about what they have to offer.
We know summer is coming to a close. We want to help people squeeze the last drops of movie blockbuster season. And Vizio Watch Free Plus has a ton of great movies this month. Some of my favorites, I am going to have to start off with basically one of the movies that defined Blockbuster, and that is 2005, the Sir Peter Jackson classic King Kong, which of course is the remake of the 1933 original. It is fabulous. I mean, it's star-studded. Naomi Watts, Jack Black, Adrian Brody, Andy Serkis. It is incredibly fun. And this movie, I mean, we're kind of like in the middle of a monster renaissance right now with Godzilla -1 and all kinds of great movies like that. And I love King Kong. I thought it was really well done. Peter Jackson is obviously an extraordinary talent. And there are so many Easter eggs in this film. It should have been sponsored by Cadbury. So if you watch it and you look really closely, there are so many homages to the original 1933 film. It's so fun, and there's a bunch of really fun stunt casting that they did. Frank Darabont, the director, actually plays one of the fighter pilots in the film. So just keep your eyes open when you watch this, and I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with some of the fun little things that Sir Jackson threw in there.
Yeah, you mentioned Godzilla minus one. That's probably one of my favorite movies in the last like few years or so. I'm sure you've seen it too.
I knew that about you, Anthony, which is why we're such good friends because you great taste in film. I thought that movie was so good that even without Godzilla in it, it still would have been a compelling film. They just did such a great job of building a really fantastic human storyline that you cared about everybody, and then they throw Godzilla into the mix and it just ramps up the drama. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Right, like yeah, like you were saying, like he's mostly just a looming threat in the background. The central story is on the people in it, and just like I was crying at the end for sure.
Oh man, I was ugly crying and trying to pretend like I wasn't. It was not a good scene for me. But we also have the 1998 version of Godzilla on WatchFree Plus this month, of course, starring Matthew Broderick. And one of the odd things I was looking at is half the cast of The Simpsons was also cast in this film. So Nancy Cartwright, who obviously plays Bart, Harry Shearer, Hank Azaria, they were all in this film as well. So there's a lot of comedic elements to the movie. Jean Reno, who's one of my absolute favorite action stars of all time, is in this as well. It's very fun. It's one of the only non Japanese versions of Godzilla. So definitely you want to check this one out.
And aside from all the, the monsters, giant gorillas and everything, what other action movies can people look forward to?
We've got a lot. One of my favorites this month is the 2018. I don't want to call it a caper film, but it's one of those great movies. It's Den of Thieves, starring Gerard Butler, and it's one of those amazing films that looks at a bank robbery through both lenses of both the police officers who are trying to stop this group of prolific bank robbers and the bank robbers themselves. And it's really good because you get to see what's going on both sides of the equation. And man, it's really great. Pablo Schreiber's in it. O'Shea Jackson Jr. from Cocaine Bear. I love this film. It's very intense, and Gerard Butler is more Gerard Butler than physically possible in this film. It's awesome. Highly check it out. Den of Thieves. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I know Gerard Butler's in so many different action movies, like 300, it always comes to mind, and he was in Airplane a few years back, so I mean, he's a regular in that space.
Absolutely, absolutely. And another one of my favorites, and this one has a lot of comedy to it, is Red 2, which is the sequel to Red. And I actually think it's a better film than the original, I rarely say that, but it's very fun. It's about a group of CIA agents that are brought together out of retirement in order to try to retrieve a nuclear device that's gone missing. Bruce Willis is the lead in this. John Malkovich, Anthony Hopkins, Helen Mirren, Mary Louise Parker, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Neil McDonough, Brian Cox. I mean, it is endlessly star-stacked. Great, great film. Red 2, very fun, but tons of action in there as well.
And for those who are looking for a little bit more of an adventure, what do you have in that space?
We have got a lot actually. I am a big fan of adventure films, and I don't think we get enough of those. I'm gonna go with Battle Los Angeles. It's very fun. It's a sci-fi film which asks the question, what would actually happen if aliens invaded the world? Like a lot of times you get like the Independence Day and things like this, but this is like boots on the ground. What would happen if the military had to confront a UFO, an alien invasion? And it's intense. Aaron Eckhart, Michelle Rodriguez, Bridget Moynihan from John Wick, Michael Pena, who's one of my favorite character actors, and it's about the actual squad of Marines that are the tip of the spear trying to defend the city of Los Angeles when UFOs descend. It's great. You're gonna love that one. Very good stuff.
And if you want to have a laugh and you're looking for a comedy, just like an easygoing night, what can you tell us about your selection?
We've got a lot. We always have a lot of comedies this month. Trying to think what. Okay, so I will watch Drew Barrymore do anything. I think she is just adorable. She's always super fun. And we have her 1999 film Never Been Kissed. Super fun. So the premise is that she is a investigative reporter who has to return to high school in order to investigate a story that she's working on. Super, super fun. A lot of early appearances of people who went on to become huge stars. John C. Riley's in this, Molly Shannon, um, David Arquette. So it's got great comedic chops, and it's a very cute movie.
Yeah, I don't know if you have you ever seen the movie Fever Pitch with Drew
Oh,
Barrymore?
I just promoted that last month, and it's because I was like, man, I love Drew Barrymore. She's so great. Yeah, Fever Pitch is awesome. Jimmy Fallon's hilarious, and it's a baseball movie. We don't get enough of those. So
Yeah, I as a kid I probably watched that probably like 20 different times because my dad grew up like a huge Red Sox fan and that was my first introduction to both Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore and ever since then like I love like you said everything they're in.
absolutely. Yep, they are great for sure. And then we've also got Lindsay Lohan's Labor Pains from 2009. She's sort of having a resurgence right now, which I applaud. I think she's a really underrated comedic talent. And Labor Pains is very fun about a woman who, for a reason I'm not going to spoil for you, fakes a pregnancy and then realizes the benefits of having people think you're pregnant. And so she decides to ride this thing out the whole 9 months. Very fun. I missed that when it was in the theaters, and it's definitely worth a watch.
And I saw that there was another category called Cops and Robbers and could you tell us more about that one?
We have a ton of capery films. I love a good caper. Movies like Snatch are some of my favorites. We have a great one, Brooklyn's Finest, and this is about three unconnected Brooklyn police officers who wind up at the same deadly location after having drastically different experiences in their career paths. It's got Richard Gere, Ethan Hawke, Don Cheadle, Wesley Snipes, Ellen Barkin, Vincent D'Onofrio. Incredible talent in this, and it is an intense. If you like police procedurals, but also a lot of intrigue, this Brooklyn's Finest is definitely be one to check out. It's great.
And with all this catalog, there's so much many things to choose from and watch for people to just go through if they want, like you said, all kinds of different genres. What else about WatchFree just, I guess, like makes it so special and like sets itself apart?
I think part of it is that it's really hand curated. We the team at Vizio, the programming team and the marketing team, I mean we spend half our days just talking about movies that we love. So it's a product that's built by people who love movies and TV shows. And so it really comes across, I think, in the selection. So not only do we have a really broad spectrum of different kinds of movies and TV shows, everything from classic TV from the 50s all the way up until really really recent blockbuster movies. And we just love films, so we're always digging through the catalog, seeing what I remember this film. I haven't seen that in years. Let's throw it up there so the people can enjoy it. And there's just always something. The other thing is we rotate our films a lot, so we always have new films every single month. So we give you more than a month's worth of movies to watch. So there's always, every time you turn it on, you don't need to worry about doom scrolling and scrolling fatigue because there's always something awesome to watch. And then of course, because it's WatchFree Plus, it's always free. So watch all you want.
And I know the theme for August is, sizzling summer movies, but are there any featured TV shows? Because you said you have a bunch of those as well.
We do. I can't remember if we talked about this one or not, but I am a huge fan. There's a couple that come to mind. One is Hannibal. I just watched Mads Mikkelsen in Another Round this weekend, which is a spectacular film, and
Love
it
that one,
reminded.
yes.
Isn't that a great movie? Oh my
Yes, yes, it is.
God, was absurdly excited about that, and the ending is so beautiful. I love that film. Anyway, I digress. But we have his series Hannibal, which is the prequel to Silence of the Lambs, about Hannibal Lecter working with the FBI to catch serial killers. Award winning. We have the entire series. It is spectacular. I cannot say enough good things about it. That's a great one. And then also Friday Night Lights, the high school football series. We have that entire series as well, and it's great, story driven. Anybody that's ever been involved in the intensity of high school sports, it ramp that up to 11 if you're talking about high school football in Texas. And it's a spectacular series, won a ton of awards and deserves every one of them. So yeah, in terms of TV, those are probably my two faves at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one I'd recommend as well, especially with football season about to be in full swing. That's
Yep,
definitely a great one.
absolutely.
So where can people find this or download it on their devices or their TVs?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have a Vizio TV, all you have to do is turn it on, and right there on the homepage, you click on the WatchFree Plus app icon, and it'll take you to WatchFree Plus, where there are tens of thousands of free movies and TV shows. But if you don't own a Vizio TV, do not despair because all you have to do is go to your favorite app store, download the free Vizio mobile app, sign up for a free Vizio account, click on Live TV, and you too can select from over 300 free streaming channels filled with your favorite movies and TV shows. Always for free on WatchFree Plus.
And it is always such a great time to have Chris on the show. As you can see, we always just chat it up and just talk movies. So he's always a pleasure to have on the show. Be on the lookout next month for September's edition of Watch Free Plus titles that you can watch and keep your weekend busy if you wanted to catch up on some movies. If any of those movies interested you or the stars in them, there's plenty more where that came from on Vizio's Watch Free Plus. And you can find our editions of KTAL News Now on our website at ktalnews.com, which is also where you can get your local breaking and trending stories. You can find all of our previous episodes of KTAL News Now on our YouTube page at KTAL News. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for an edition of the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, where I sit down with digital team member Marlo Layson to talk about our experiences as we are both from New Orleans and just the impact that is still being felt from the hurricane. So be sure to tune in to that on KTAL News Now, which streams every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. I'm Anthony Mocklin. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you for joining us.